preview.
Wakey, motherfucker! Op says there's a delay in the feed. You need to recalibrate your ass.
Me?
Well, it ain't me, because I'm goddamn near perfect. Men wanna be me?
And you wanna be with men. Yeah, I got it.
Coming up on our target. Briar Patch orders downloaded.
Mission parameters. Penetrate enemy bunker and download intel on enemy operation.
Ah, the 1980s. It was the decade of Pac-Man fever, big shoulder pads, and Culture Club. Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon owes a lot to the 80s, including its low-resolution cutscenes, which could have been at home in games like Wasteland or the original Metal Gear. But if the 1980s are before your time, don't worry that Blood Dragon might not be for you. This downloadable spin-off of 2012's Far Cry 3 is a fantastically funny first-person shooter with more great action than most full-priced games.
Your attention, please. The latest batch of hand grenades are defective and will not arm themselves unless you say, "Grenade out." Your attention. I inadvertently broadcasted the trigger code for your grenades over the intercom and primed several grenades to explode. I apologize to those I accidentally named and/or killed.
You'll be giggling from the very beginning. The first two words form the game's first joke. The gags continue as you're introduced to Cyber Commando Rex Colt. Actor Michael Bihn's raspy, sincere line delivery sells much of the corny dialogue. Some of it sounds like it's pulled right from an 80s public service announcement warning you of the dangers of drugs. Elsewhere, Rex makes jokes about video game tropes and even manages to crack wise about other games, like Assassin's Creed and the original Far Cry 3. The frequent oral sex quips get tiresome, but luckily most of the jokes aren't so juvenile.
Objective. Penetrate rear entrance.
Even the tutorial is hysterical in the way it, well, makes fun of tutorials.
Distract unsuspecting enemies with your D20. Nerd.
Blood Dragon looks the part even outside of cutscenes. The dark magentas and neon greens of the landscape are appropriate nods to the games of the Cold War era. Small visual touches, such as the way Rex takes a blowtorch to his cybernetic arm when healing, further set the tone. And by the final hour, you'll appreciate how Blood Dragon uses nostalgia and humor to say a few sly things about the state of modern shooters. Blood Dragon isn't just an homage to great memories, however, but a terrific game in its own right. If you played Far Cry 3, you'll recognize the open world structure. Enemy bases are strewn about the island you explore. By clearing them of enemies, you convert them to your cause and gain access to new side missions and weapon markets. The story missions have you infiltrating dams and rescuing scientists using semi-futuristic weapons that handle like their standard Far Cry 3 counterparts. In time, you upgrade most of these weapons by finding collectibles and performing side missions. You earn other enhancements, such as the ability to perform silent takedowns on heavies, by gaining levels. There's no skill tree or anything like that. When you cross the necessary level threshold, you gain new skills automatically. You'll be glad of your new skills when coming face to face with one of the game's blood dragons. These beasts are dinosaurs that shoot laser beams from their eyes, and they're a wonder to behold. It's not as hard as you might think to take one down, but these awesome creatures are still a thrill to face. They charge towards you and give you a powerful swat, and rear up before firing their eye lasers at you, giving you a chance to sprint out of the way. Several story missions have you facing one or two of them in closer quarters than usual, ramping up the tension as a result. It's unfortunate that when defeating a dragon, it simply disappears and is replaced with an explosion of goo, but without any animations or effects tying these events together. Such battles are made more hectic when you simultaneously confront gunners and snipers. In such cases, you can toss the hearts you collect from bodies to direct the dragon's attention elsewhere. It's a distinct pleasure to watch dragons scoop up soldiers with their mouths and chomp away. You might even get a dragon to do all the legwork for you. Luckily, the great shooting and stealth make it just as fun to get your hands dirty. Blood Dragon makes any approach viable and fun. In fact, getting all sneaky is more satisfying here than in the original Far Cry 3, in part because you can perform chained takedowns from the very beginning. It's a gruesome delight to stab multiple enemies in a row, and then finish off one final soldier with the throw of a shuriken. Blood Dragon's multi-level bases are larger than Far Cry 3's outposts, and enemies are spaced out in sensible ways, allowing you to move in for the silent kill using a number of different approaches. You could charge through Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon in 4 hours or so if you're determined, but why rush? Finding all the collectibles isn't busy work for its own sake. You're rewarded with another fantastic joke or helpful weapon upgrade. If you aren't a child of the 80s, you'll still find Blood Dragon incredibly fun and funny. But if you've ever worn parachute pants or loved a Brat Pack movie, it'll be all the more special to you.
Mark 4 style, motherfucker!